I mean, I always talk about, I don't know, it was the Nashville Palace the night before, wasn't it?
Yes,
The Friday night.
yes. We couldn't even get in there hardly. We had to play there.
That was the most intense. I mean, because it was packed, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It
They
was
were
wild.
jammed there. It was almost a fire hazard.
And I mean, the difference is that we were singing and playing as loud as we could, and we couldn't hear each other. And we're thinking,
Wow.
this is about as good as it gets.
Yeah, this is just like
This
being
is,
the Beatles.
remember this.
We had no
bottle
idea what
this,
the next day
bottle
was gonna
this
be
up
like.
because, you know, this doesn't happen very often in the life of a performer to
No, it
get
doesn't.
that kind
No, it doesn't.
of, and beyond, it was
That's incredible.
a happy hysteria and enthusiasm, and they just loved us up,
Yeah.
you know,
That's
for
right.
up there saying,
And it got bigger the next night. It got
Yeah.
even bigger because you had the rest of the crowd at the fairgrounds. And they would go down there, the cast would go down there when we went to Nashville. And the Friday night, they'd go on the Opry and do a few minutes.
Oh, that was awesome.
And the Opry, of course, they have their house band, so they wanted to use them. Well, the second year, they wanted to use the house band. And Ben says, no, I'll use my band. And they said, well, no, we've got, he said, if you want the cast, you have to have the house band. And as a result of that, I'm eternally grateful because I got a chance to play on the Opry stage.
I just wasn't going to do it without, you know, I said, our band is excellent. And they, you know, they're running, you know, it's just, they have these political things.
Sure.
And I just said, well, you know, they thought that I was going to say, well, okay. And I said, no.
They didn't know Ben, they didn't know Ben real well. They didn't know him
Absolutely.
real well.
Didn't have absolutely to do it.
And
Well,
it
what
was-
happened? What happened? You
Well,
know,
it was so
Bill
funny,
had
we played the
whispering
place with
Bill and all,
Ken.
oh, come out here, we got this little Dukes of Hazzard thing going on. And the crowd just goes beside him. He's kind of stunned like that. And so we played, I'm not making this up, we played, and the 2/3 of the Grand Ole Opry audience
They were gone.
Evacuated the
got
building.
up and
When we
left.
walked off the stage, it was empty.
They were only there for
They were
Ben.
there for the Dukes of
That's what
Hazzard,
they were
and
there
that was
for.
it. They
Yeah.
weren't worried about the
They
Opry
saw
side.
what they wanted.
And
That's
those
so
people
fun.
went, the staff went like,
And they went
where'd the crowd
across the
go?
street to the National Palace.
Because that's what we did. We went across the
Yeah.
street, played right across the street at the palace, and they all flooded in there. We walked that first night, the first night we played, and we went over to the Denny's or whatever it was near our hotel, and we walked in there, and we had the hats on, the shirts, we had our tags on, and the people were there from the.
We were
And they're
signing
looking at
autographs,
us
and we
like,
weren't even in. We weren't even in
We're
this
the
show.
Beatles.
You know, and they're looking, and we had one girl there, one
was funny.
mom and dad, and their young girl. She couldn't have been more than 7, 8 years old. She could not get in the tent to get an autograph from John and Todd. It was just too big. And they saw us come in, and the father says, "Would you guys sign her stuff? She just wants an autograph from someone." I said, "I'm just a keyboard player." She says she doesn't care.
Don't care.
We got the rest of the band came in. We were all signing, and she was
Over the
grin
years,
to ear to ear.
over the years, the band, I mean, there are people who go to all the events.
Yeah.
And they consider, you know, I mean. it's
Sure, part of the deal.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, we've been great
Pat
because
and
of
Pat
you.
and
Yeah.
Kevin, they, you know.
Sure. Sure.
I mean, I'll get stuff to sign. They already signed it. They're leaving the place to sign.
It was the 2 years in that, I mean, I didn't have a chance to do the other ones, but the 2 years in Nashville were a hoot. I just enjoyed it. It was just,
That's where it peaked.
Just a lot of
And
fun.
for us, you know, when you get a show, you can't do anything else with it after that.
right,
And nowhere to go but,
Right.
you know, so that's why we turned it over to John. And
Didn't quite take off.
he probably
didn't
did. He
stay
did one.
long,
He
put it
did one.
that way.
He did one in Atlanta, and you know, I wish he'd kept it in Nashville because that worked.
yeah.
And